Kinda, it is, but it isn't really. We're going to learn all about that today. How many of you guys have heard of ley lines and grid lines and all of that good stuff that's running through Mother Earth here, but maybe you don't have any idea what it means or how it affects you. If that's you, you are just like me. I know just a little bitty bit about what we're going to learn today, but not a whole lot. So I'm really, really excited. It's a big day here on Lightworkers Connect because we've got a lot of information surfacing for you guys. My name is Emily Harrison. I am the founder and director here at the Akashic Academy, where this is exactly what we're doing. We are allowing all of this ancient information to surface on the planet so that we can educate ourselves, so that we can expand our consciousness, so that we can really step into the multidimensional aspects of this human body, this human spacesuit that we've got on, and learn all of the cool things that we can do here. Yes, we've already got people saying hello to you coming on in. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Rena Dwelle?
Yes, you did.
Yes, this is my good friend Rena. Even though I get flubbed up and I'm like, oh, I hope I pronounce everybody's name correctly. Rena and I met several weeks ago, maybe even months ago at this point. And she was sharing with me about this amazing modality known as dowsing and how it works, how we can really understand things about the energies that are running through the planet and how they're affecting us and shifting those things. And I just find it super duper fascinating. So my friend, I'm so glad you're here. Say hello to everybody out there. I'm going to take just a moment to share this out. So you guys share too. Awesome. And I know that so many of my audience here is really just learning how to step into these skills and abilities and to recognize that, oh yeah, I can do this too. Like Krista says, she just got a new pendulum. So, and she doesn't know if she's doing it right. So maybe you can share with us today what some of your favorite tools are, how we use them. Before we get into that, just tell us your story, my friend. How did you come about stepping into this being a lightworker business?
Well, my entire journey started about 10 years ago when I was still in massage school, actually. And what's really weird is I started learning Reiki, and it's because I broke my toe about a week before I got married. And
Mm.
my massage therapy teacher had taken me to her Reiki master teacher's house, and I laid on her table. She's teaching us about Reiki, kind of
Mm-hmm.
interested. And an hour and a half later, I left that lady's house and I had no bruising, no swelling. I wore high heels on my wedding day, not even a week later.
Whoa.
That's kind of where my spark started. I needed to help people this way. So, diamond dowsing, actually, I stumbled on this about 4 years ago. I was looking for some continuing ed hours for my massage therapy stuff. And I had a couple of friends who had taken it a few years before, but they couldn't really tell me a whole lot about it. They just said, "Oh my God, you got to take it," right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went to this class, and it ended up being one of the most transformational pieces in my work. And a little bit about it, it was created by Feng Shui master Marie Diamond. And
Nice.
what we do is, well, just to give you an example, I'm sure we've all been to a home or an office building that just has this heavy, icky energy.
Mm-hmm.
You feel that in your body. So I can actually come in, I can clear that, I can transform that, and it's amazing what it does for people. So it's really compared to acupuncture for your environment. And I have some tools, so I'll show you my dowsing rods. I do work with pendulums too, but not for this.
Cool.
This is a dowsing rod. So, and it actually will spin. Like if I say, show me the energy frequency of your home, it'll spin to,
Very cool.
show me the actual number of the frequency.
Now it spins like faster for certain things, or it points in directions, or exactly how does that thing work there?
If I'm looking for specific lines such as a geopathic stress line or an interference line, which would be EMF,
Okay.
or something of that, it's gonna point to the direction and I just follow it until I know where that is. and then I look for the center line, and it'll like swing open to show me right where the cure placement goes. So this is a cure, and these actually stay in your office, your home, or your property. It's
That looks a lot like the dowsing rod itself. Is it, but it doesn't have it like the handle on it for it to swing, right?
right. It's very
Cool.
comparable. It's a copper rod, and it's actually activated or attuned to do specific things, such as, block the energy of that geopathic
Okay.
line coming into your space.
What exactly is what did you call it? A geopathic
A geopathic stress line. So
stress line?
yeah, there's some different things, and I would love to tell you all the stuff I look for. But a geopathic stress line is actually a scar in the earth. So that's going to be
Oh.
fault line, an aquifer, a mining tunnel, whatever is underneath that, might be disturbing you. And how a geopathic stress line affects you is it has this flow. So if you think of the flow of a river,
Mm-hmm.
that constant flow. So say you're sleeping on a geopathic stress line, that flow
Okay.
constantly going through you, and you can either experience immune system issues, a depleted immune system. You can experience just really a lack of regenerating sleep, or you might even have pain on one side of your body because it's affecting you that much. And
Ooh.
typically, if you're sleeping in an area with a geopathic stress line, you'll find your body really curling up to one corner of your bed to stay
Oh,
out.
that's really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So if people out there are starting to be like, "Uh-oh, this might be me," and they're getting these dings going off in their head, we call in somebody like you to do that. Now, is this something that can be done remotely, or is this something that the person has to be on site to do?
I can absolutely do it remotely. And basically what you'll do is I have a map handy. This is from one of my previous clients.
Awesome.
She just sends me a map, or you send me a map, just a very simple laid out map, and I go through, I tap in just like I would if I was at your house, and draw out these geopathic stress lines, these interference lines, whatever we find, and then I send you the cures, and then I meet with you online to help you place them.
Very cool. Okay, so I think Krista had the same question that I had here. So how do we know for sure if you're near one? So when you get a map like that and you're working with somebody, you use your dowsing rod like over the map, and then it starts to show you?
Absolutely, yes.
Cool.
Yep.
And I know Krista was asking about the pendulum. Can the pendulum be used in the same way or not so much?
I think it could. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just this is just a specific tool for this personal modality, but I think you could absolutely use a pendulum to find your geopathic stress lines, your interference lines, your positive vortexes, whatever you're looking for. So
cool. And Anne asked if you could show that map again.
yeah, it's just a simple little map, and I know it's colored, so I'll kind of but yeah, it's just a simple map, and then I go through and like you can kind of see at the top where I had some stuff mapped out for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep a copy and I send you a copy too, and then we kind of go through it all together.
And so what kind of experiences do people have once they get all of this stuff solved and cleaned up? Like what can they expect to be going right for them in their life after they make these shifts?
This really works with the three main areas of the law of attraction. So you have your heavenly,
Oh,
I know, right?
I heard that.
Luck, which you are born with specific karma and specific dharma. So it actually helps you clear those karmic pieces. And even more specifically, there's like attracts like. So when we move from one place to another, we're going to attract the same type of environment, right? Typically. So it's going to
That makes sense.
help you clear that karmic pattern right there. That's one of the big things. It supports your human luck. And just for that, you're able to step into your soul purpose and, live in a high frequency environment that is going to support you in making those good choices towards your soul purpose. And then we also have our environment luck. You know, again, like attracts like. And if you're living in a very supported environment, your frequency is just naturally higher. And of course, your luck is going to increase there too.
I really love what you said about like attracts like. And guys, if you're everything is going wrong in your life, you can't just move to another place and be like, oh, this is going to be about. Nope, it's going to follow you wherever you go. So go ahead and dive in. Don't be scared. Go ahead and dive into whatever the issues are that are surfacing in your life and get them solved, get them figured out, get in there and get to work on shifting these things in your life, because they all have an energetic presence in terms of your karma. And karma, you don't have to be scared of your karma. Karma are just lessons that you have brought along that you still need to learn. All right. So you guys got this. I promise you got this. Jenna asked a really great question. So I want to go back to her question. She said, can you create a positive vortex? So I'm going to make this a two-part question. Can you explain to us first what exactly a positive vortex is? And then can you let us know if we can actually create those or if we have to just stumble upon those?
Absolutely. So in terms of ley lines or dragon lines, for comparison, in the East, they believed that the dragons traveled along these ley lines. And when they would stop to rest, that's where a positive vortex would be. So where
I just got chills.
I know, it's so cool.
I felt that.
It's fascinating. So where a ley line would perfectly intersect at a 90-degree angle, that's your positive vortex, your natural positive vortex. And so you think of areas like Sedona, Arizona, right. Mount Shasta, Stonehenge. These are all natural positive vortexes. And absolutely, yes, you can create a positive vortex. I use energy rings. So that's kind of what this is. I have a giant one.
That looks like a hula hoop, sort of.
Yeah, a little bit. And I actually wear these. People actually wear them because it helps, you know, keep your frequency up, you know. And then, so you have one of those, and it activates 24 light frequencies, which would be
wow.
And that therefore creates a positive vortex.
Is that a pillow?
It is a pillow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Okay, so that's how we activate the positive energy vortexes, or that's how you do it in your practice. When you go through people's homes, do you put positive energy vortexes certain places, or is it like when we talked about sleeping, should you have one on your bed or under your bed, or is it too much energy to sleep? If we want to put these in our house, where should we focus?
You know, I think it's okay to sleep in the aura of a positive vortex. I don't know that I would want to sleep in a positive vortex, just for the simple fact that, you know, that can be a lot of energy and it can be a little excitable for some people. Yeah. So
awesome.
When I come into your home, part of the space clearing work I do, which is like a great big energetic spring cleaning, I create a vortex on your property with my energy ring, you know, if you don't have one. And that's how I help this energy, the mental, emotional, and even spiritual energy move through that. Absolutely. And if you do have a natural positive vortex, I'm going to teach you how to amplify that with crystal, you know, all that exciting stuff. Absolutely.
Very cool. Okay, so guys, do you guys have questions that you want to ask? If you have questions, please feel free to type those in. We have a little time here where we can take some questions. I want everyone to know where they can come find you, my friend. If they need work done, if you need some work done on your house, let's tell us where we can come find you for that.
I have a business page on Facebook. It's called Holistic Healing Therapeutics. And you can also, you know, feel free to message me directly too. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Beautiful. Will you go back and put those links for us in the comments so everybody can find you very easily after this? Let's see, what questions you guys have out there? This is such an interesting topic. Kelly says, whoa, she didn't know that before. We're learning some stuff here. Krista said, Krista, you've been having lots of dreams. Lots of dreams lately. How mind of a dream that you had. Will you show that pillow again? Because that pillow, like, I felt that energy move through me when you were talking about all of those. How many frequencies of light did you say? 21 or something?
There's 24.
24.
So out of all 24,
Ooh.
we connect these with the great central sun, like the aura of the great central sun. And each one of these frequencies has a smell, a touch, a sound, a music note that
Mm-hmm.
resonates with it. And it actually also leads to different galaxies per se. So like say I'm helping a spirit get to its next soul evolution, whether it's going home to its specific galaxy or this light is going to help it transform to what it needs to do in order to reach its next soul piece.
Okay, so how are these spirits getting a hold of you to say, I need help getting to my next space? Are they sending you private messages too? I'm
Pretty
just
much.
kidding. Are they? So yeah, so do they come, is it like come into your awareness and tell us about what that's like. Is that like when you're working with the client and there's something going on in their house, or they just come into you because they know that you help them get going? What's that look
Well,
like?
typically, before I even do dowsing, there's spirits that will show up, whether they come visit me in meditation or dream, or sometimes they are really here with me. And that, I mean that to sound scary because it's never a scary thing. Now that I absolutely understand what they need my help for, it's really a beautiful thing. So it can come in many different ways, and that's kind of how I know that a dowsing or even just the space clearing piece is coming up for me.
Very cool. Okay, Jenna wants to know where she can find those copper pieces.
Absolutely, I order them from my teacher's website, consciousliferesources.com.
Okay. ConsciousLifeResources.com. Rena will go back and put all of those things in the comments for us, so don't stress about writing them down right now. We'll find them. Kelly wants to hear more stories of when you douse. I think that's a great plan. Can you tell us some more stories obviously without, crossing over that line, because we want to keep when we work with clients, we want to keep what's going on confidential. But can you tell us some of the cool things or cool stories from your experience of doing that?
Absolutely. Let's see. One of my favorite ones is Kelly's, actually. I
Kelly,
doused
Kelly,
Kelly out,
Kelly.
and so Kelly had a rose bush that hadn't bloomed since she had moved in the house. And this is about, I think Kelly's had her house doused for about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
In a week, she had about 20 rosebuds on her rose bush. So that's kind of, yeah. I just did a house dousing on Sunday, and okay, so there's different pieces of the dousing that I do, and even just curing the geopathic stress lines, that's one of the first pieces that I do. Getting those done, she said, wow, my house already feels so much better. So, I mean, that's pretty huge.
Mm-hmm. And what was she complaining about before you got there? Like what are some of the things that like trigger people to think, oh, maybe there's something not going on in here? We talked about that heavy energy that you feel sometimes. What are other things
Actually,
that we should look for?
this one really didn't have heavy energy. She just knew that, from talking to me, that I lived in a dining space,
Mm-hmm.
and how much I love being in my home. I'm so comfortable, everything's just
Mm-hmm.
really beautiful here. So she wanted to experience that as well. So you don't necessarily have to have
Cool.
a specific problem come up for you to have your home doused. It's just she wanted a supporting environment for her.
Ooh, that's a great point. I love that. So you don't necessarily have to have things going wrong, right? And you
Right?
don't have to have like obvious signs of spirits. Like when you think of like spirits in your home, I think of like the Amityville horror where things are going terribly wrong in the house and flying off the shelves. You don't have to have this to really benefit from this process.
Right.
So I think that that's very, very positive and powerful. Do you have any little tips of like what we can do ourselves to just make the space better? Like, what are your favorite easy go-to things?
Honestly, one of the big things is, and I know we're not always neat and tidy, but, just keeping your stuff picked up. You can tell we live in a lot of clutter. That's kind of the things we're looking for when we come in and douse. So that would be my first tip. My next tip, meditation. Totally
Mm-hmm.
get in tune with you, feel what your body feels. feel what your soul feels. What do you need to progress, you know, towards your dreams?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really huge. I have tons of crystals all over my house,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, not only do I love them, but I can feel their energy. I know they're amping things up in here, as well as my quantum doused home, you know, so
Nice.
yeah.
Krista has a great question here. She says, does this help amplify your Reiki? So I know there are a lot of light workers out there who do Reiki, who do cards, who read Akashic Records. When we have these modalities, does it help to amplify and make them more effective when we're doing them in a space that is doused?
I absolutely believe so. Absolutely. Since I have my office is doused, my physical office, which is
Mm-hmm.
not in my home is doused, and I can tell you, my channel is so clear that it is unreal, and people will feel that in you when
Mm-hmm.
you're doing work too. So absolutely, I strongly believe that.
You've been so fun. Have you guys learned a lot? Raise your hand if you learned something today. I learned a lot out here today. I just want to thank you again for coming on and sharing with us. I want to invite all of you guys out there, if you are interested in this, if you have that inkling of, I just want my space to be better, I invite you to reach out to Rena. She is awesome to work with and to interact with. She's also a member of the Akashic Academy, which is the place where you guys can come if you want to find that community of people who are learning and growing and constantly expanding. Even if you already have a modality as a light worker, we're never done growing. We're never done connecting with each other. We're never done expanding our mission. And if you want to connect with other like-minded souls who are doing that, I invite you to check out what's going on inside of the Academy. You can send me a message. You can click the link at the very top of this page, the Akashic Academy Facebook page, and I will reach out to you and set a time that we can talk and talk more about what's going on inside of your journey and how we can support you. And of course, dowsing, something that we should all be looking into to support our space as we're moving through this time of so much expansion. You've helped a lot of people out here today. You got a lot of thank yous coming in. I invite you guys to continue hanging out here at the Akashic Academy Facebook page. Later on today, we have Jack Coleman coming up. And tomorrow we've got great shows. We have Lee Carr tomorrow, as well as Andrea Stepanowski. So stay tuned to what's going on here on the Akashic Academy Facebook page. Like this page, share it with your friends. We are bringing all of this ancient knowledge to the surface, and we're here to support you as you're growing on your mission. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye.